So, ladies and gentlemen, I just got done watching The Sound of Freedom, or just Sound of Freedom, and I had to do a commentary on this movie. The reason why I get so angry at modern entertainment, modern movies, is because in many ways they're soulless, but what little soul they do have is cram packed with the foul essence of wokeness, identity politics, the narcissism of people in Hollywood that combines all of this putridness like a toxic miasma that offends every one of your senses. The movies that we see regularly, the television shows that we see regularly from Hollywood are of this disgusting variety of woke, mindless, soulless garbage. And the budgets are the size of the moon. The marketing is abysmal. Usually, the actors and actresses go online and go in public to disparage the fan base in order to cope for the fact that they know that their project is garbage. It's shit. But then something like this comes along. And it's such an unbelievable revelation in every aspect. This is an independent movie. This was not some huge, big budget blockbuster movie, but it felt like it. This is a movie that was made with $14 million. And you look at this and you go, I've seen movies with $100 million budgets that don't feel as real and authentic and amazing as this. The movie itself is a must-see. I'm not going to spoil anything. I wouldn't dare. The movie is a treasure. It's a masterpiece. It's not one that you just sit there and you eat popcorn and you turn off your brain. No, this is a very deep movie. It's a very gut-wrenching movie. You feel every bit of it, but it's so important now more than ever. We're dealing with, in this country, a huge concerted push by the media, by Hollywood, by politicians to defend pedophilia, defend child sex trafficking. Why? Because, well, we know why. We know that a lot of these industries, a lot of these people are engaged in this stuff. This isn't some QAnon conspiracy. This is Jeffrey Epstein's Island. This is what we know, what we've heard, stories out of Hollywood. We know that this is the case. We've heard story after story after story from real victims, former celebrities. One of the guys from the Goonies, who was a child actor, he very publicly talked about what he was expected to do. He was a young boy. There were some real degenerates and perverts. We know about Roman Polanski. We know about the guy who Whoopi Goldberg said didn't rape anyone when he gave a 13-year-old drugs and had sex with her and then fled the country. We know that these people in Hollywood, we know these people in the media are engaged in this behavior. And to see this on the screen, being cheered on by people, having it come up in conversation, having this topic be brought to light, it warms my heart. Because this should be on the tongues of everyone every day. The fact that this shit goes on, the fact that this stuff happens, the fact that it is something that 100% should be and could be done away with. But because we are living in a country that celebrates these perverts, these disgusting soulless, bottom-feeding, subhuman piles of garbage. And by the way, we just had another BBC presenter that was revealed as a fucking degenerate, a pervert, a guy who was engaged in some pretty disgusting shit. There's another one. These people are in the media. These people are in Hollywood. These people are in government. And they do this sort of shit all the time. And then they want to gaslight you and say that it's a conspiracy. It's just a conspiracy. No, it's what these people do. And the fact that we now have a movie that embodies this conversation, this movie should get you angry, but in the best way. I cannot speak highly enough about this movie. This movie was something that I am going to buy when it comes out. I'm going to go see it again. I love Jim Caviezel. He was in my favorite movie, The Count of Monte Cristo. This guy he's amazing. And I don't know what else to say. The movie talks about something that needs to be talked about. Something that is a serious issue. Something that people like to think is in the past. But it's not. This movie manages to have an amazing soundtrack. The atmosphere is incredible. There wasn't a single point in this movie where I was like, I don't want that in there. I don't like that in there. Like, I'm watching this going, God, the runtime. At no point did I watch this movie and feel like it was a slog to get through. This movie is a joy. Not in the subject material, but a joy in that with this limited budget, with this limited team, with Angel Studios, I mean, that's certainly not a big-time Hollywood studio, but the joy in it is watching them still be able to create something like this and have it go viral and have people go to see it. This movie has already made $50 million. And that was from a couple days ago. I'm sure it's made more by then. But for a $14 million budget, and this wasn't marketed very much, by the way. So, say they had a $7 million budget. Say they had a seven. I don't think they had $7 million. I think it would probably be more about 5 or 6. It wasn't a huge market for this movie. It was word of mouth. But even if you put it there at like 20 million, this movie has already made 49, 50 million. This is going to make them a lot of money, which is what I want to see. I want them to do well, because not only is every dollar you spend giving awareness to this issue, but at the same time, it's going to help the studio so that they can make more movies. Now, I know that Jeremy Jahns mentioned the fact that, this is more of a Christian studio, and I think that's a good thing. Now, Christian studios in the past have historically made pretty terrible movies. Their movies weren't really that engaging or interesting. But this one, it's not a Christian movie, but it has elements of the sort of morality that you have seen Hollywood do away with for years. It has a soul, this movie. And so I cannot recommend this enough. I am 100% confident that YouTube is going to demonetize this video, because of course they are. Because YouTube is there to they're a guard to defend the perverts and other malcontents and other degenerates and other people who engage in that. They very much know that advertisers don't want anything to do with that. Advertisers want to steer clear because, they'd much rather put their content on just about any other form of debauchery, degeneracy, and vile left-wing propaganda. They'll put their label on, mutilating kids, sexualizing kids in the LGBT community. They'll put their label and their content on just about anything that is evil, but something that is actually good, no, they don't want anywhere near it. I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen. This is a must-see. I definitely recommend it. I'm going to be buying it when it comes out. This is one of the few movies in Hollywood that's actually worth supporting. It's unbelievable. And so, yeah, I walked away with this movie feeling like we need to do more. We need to be vocal about this stuff. And we need to be holding the people who do this stuff responsible. We should release the Epstein client list. We should release the list of people that were engaging in this. They need to be exposed, they need to be charged, and they need to be put in jail if there's any sense of justice in this world. This movie brought all that to light, and I think that it's an absolute masterpiece. I love this movie. Anyway, this is a shorter video, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting my channel. I want to thank you for supporting this movie, supporting Jim Caviezel. And on that note, I will bid you guys a good day, and I will see you next time.